Alright, Youko here with SwordHunter and Solid Snake 120. Microsoft, starting out the big Monday of E3. It's let's get ready. I mean, this is going to be, I think, for most parts of it, they have a lot last year that they announced, and they still have yet to talk about. I mean, so you're going to see things like Halo 5 Guardians is going to be the big one, Forza 6, Rise of the Tomb Raider. You have, some of these games, and some games from last year that they've pushed back to Gamescom, because they're going to be doing Gamescom in Cologne in Germany in like about a month-ish, and that'd be, Scalebound, Crackdown, Quantum Break. We're not seeing that this E3.
Yeah. Right.
Surprising. But hopefully that means that they have lots to talk about. What are you looking forward to most?
Personally, Halo and Forza. I don't really expect too much craziness from Forza, but I hope to see more on story and a little more, I guess, of the look of Halo 5. I'm thinking that there's going to be some sort of Gears teaser.
Yeah.
In addition to just one HD. Something teasing 4. They got to push that franchise forward.
Yeah, and they've talked about, they're renaming the studio the Coalition.
Right.
They've had Rob Ferguson, who's going to be stopping by for the YouTube shows, whatever, after talking about the latest Gears news. So yeah, it's going to be definitely, Gears of War Ultimate or whatever they're calling it. I think August 25th is going to be the release date that's been leaking for that, so that's probably coming pretty soon. But yeah, next Gears of War, that's another possibility. Scott, you're interested in anything?
For those of you that don't know, earlier this morning it was talked about a rare collection. That would be kind of interesting to see.
I think they like rare replay or something like that.
Something along those lines, right? I'd like to see something not shooter related.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd
be good.
Halo's gonna. I want to see something that I don't necessarily know about, like Gears. We know how Gears is going to be. It'll look prettier. Halo, we know how that's going to be. It'll be great. Looking forward to seeing that as well. I want to see something that I'm not expecting.
Right.
I want to see something more, not casual, but more outside of the shooter crowd.
Yeah.
I think also what we haven't talked about is Oculus integration.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just going to start on the partnership because, Oculus on last Thursday, they mentioned that Xbox One controllers will be included. And they're working on a little partnership with Microsoft. Right. But remember, Microsoft has HoloLens. They got to push that too. It's going to be their mixed reality as opposed to the virtual reality with Oculus. Also talk about the integration with Windows 10.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot to talk about. Now the question is, it's not so easy to talk about what surprises there may be for Microsoft. I mean, Sony has all of their parties identified really well, but Microsoft, not so much. So we'll see what happens, and we'll stick by here after the show. And that was Microsoft. Interesting conference. What do you make of it?
I really liked it. I mean, they touched all their bases. They had all their prominent first party games. Interesting lack of Call of Duty though, but we'll probably touch on that later.
Yep.
They had their Halo, they had Forza, they had Gears. They touched on the new controller. They did HoloLens stuff. They did indie development. They really worked their time well and touched all of their bases.
And you're excited about the Halo stuff?
Halo stuff, yeah. That was they showed more of the Spartan Locke side of things, a little bit more of the story of what's going on there, some of the new characters.
It's all squad based. You have new multiplayer.
Yeah, the Warzone multiplayer will be an interesting take. I'm holding reservations though.
And Keiji Inafune doing a new game, Recore.
Yeah, I wish we would have seen gameplay.
Yeah.
Or some idea of how it will control.
That seemed to be a theme for several of these.
Yes,
wish to have seen gameplay.
Here's a pretty video of something.
For world exclusives, I mean, it's probably still pretty early in development.
Yeah.
But, it's nice that it was there.
I think it's the big announcement of the show so far. Xbox 360 game compatibility on Xbox One coming this holiday. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
They need to move units. They need to move systems. So they made a good point at the end there, that to try to get people to upgrade from their Xbox 360 to their Xbox One. So basically, if they can trade in the console, but then still keep their games. So try to give some incentive to trade up, basically.
It's going to be, taking some, work and adjustment, but a lot of the Xbox One features with, the game DVR and the screenshots and all that, that'll work with Xbox 360 games. That's huge.
I agree. I wonder if it's slightly late. I think this would have been a bigger... Had they done this or announced this earlier in the year or even last year or something...
Closer to launch at all, yeah.
Closer to launch, as opposed to when they're probably 5 to 6 million units behind.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a very cool feature. But at the same time, I wonder if a lot like the hardcore Xbox 360 people probably have already moved on and chose a system at this point.
Yeah.
I guess you're aiming for late adopting Xbox 360 players who still have them, but at that point, is it more that they could still have their games, or is it more important what system their friends are on right now at this point?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We'll see. Fallout 4 has the marketing tie-in on Xbox One with PC mods playable on Xbox One. There's the Windows connection. Fallout 3 apparently is going to come. Maybe they had the little bug show up, and it's like...
It wasn't touched on.
That was really strange. Yeah. Garden of Warfare 2 for EA, that is confirmed, and we did say that on Show Me Your News. Dark Souls 3 we did see. Ubisoft came out there. Rainbow Six Siege is going to have Vegas 1 and 2 come in with backwards compatibility for free when that game launches.
Beta for The Division in December.
Yeah, they tried to make a big indie push, but I don't think anything was like too outstanding. It was nice to see Tacoma and the guys from Fulbright.
Yep.
Studios, and then Cuphead.
I would have liked to seen an actual gameplay demo of Cuphead.
Yeah.
As opposed to just kind of the montage video.
I agree.
Which was still showing gameplay.
No, I know, but I mean, they showed gameplay last year.
Yeah.
So I would have just kind of gone into maybe some of the levels, or if there's any sort of specific gameplay elements that are really cool besides the appearance. Stuff like that. But, I mean, it's still a very good-looking game. I'm excited for it.
And because of all that Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, Rare makes the appearance with Rare Replay. You have 30 games, 30 classic games, $30. So a lot of those backwards compatible games, they're going to show up.
10,000 gamer score.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big selling point on Xbox One, August 4th. But they have their new game, which is a new IP.
Yep.
That's the pirate one called
Sea of Thieves.
So
co-op pirates.
Yeah, so that's different. We saw Rise of the Tomb Raider. We saw Fable Legends, a partnership with Valve VR because they like the partnerships with the Valve VR and the Oculus and
they mentioned it, but then didn't show it.
Yeah, didn't say specifically how. Yeah,
to that point yet. They barely probably just got that agreement in time just to be able to say it.
And we did see HoloLens and Minecraft together.
Yay, Minecraft.
More and more Minecraft.
Yeah,
they spend enough money on it, they gotta show it.
It keeps going. They're going to show more at Minecon, but it was interesting to see the augmented reality on the table do different things with your area, I don't even want to call it a town, but summon lightning strikes, get zombie pigs, all that stuff. And then Gears. Not only the Ultimate Edition that we knew was coming, but Gears 4. Gears 4.
It's dark.
Yeah.
Very dark. There's some survival horror almost aspects to it. We were thinking it's so dark, it's maybe like Resident Evil. I wonder if it is just gonna be called Gears 4 and not Gears of War 4. Maybe show the new shift, something.
Yeah, because I don't know what they're gonna do with
strange.
story. So it's probably like a new trilogy sort of thing, like
Something
Halo.
like that. Yeah, holiday 2016 for that.
Yep.
New controller, the Elite.
Yeah,
The Elite controller with the swappable things and the paddle shifters on the back.
Plenty of functionality. They didn't say price point though. So.
No.
Watch out for that.
$65 at least. So, thoughts on the show? Grades, early, initial reactions.
I think I'm still going to give it a B+. I was considering A-. That they did a really good job, as I said, of touching all their points, but there was nothing really that blew me away other than the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So great. I have nothing really bad to say about it. Just wasn't outstanding.
I agree. I think it was a solid show. The lack of surprises, push it from the A-, but it is the big announcement of the show so far. That backwards compatibility with Xbox 360. But otherwise, a lot of things that we knew about. The Rare Replay is a nice touch for Rare fans.
But that was just spoiled before.
Just before, and we had that in our pre-thoughts. But it was a solid flow. I can't fault them for doing too many things wrong, but there was some parts like with the indies where it could have picked up the pace a little more. Some games I was pretty underwhelmed by, but yeah, I think overall it was a good pacing, a solid announcement. I mean, Bethesda had the monster announcement. We gave them B pluses yesterday, but a monster announcement with a shorter show. So, Scott, you care to break the mold a little bit?
I'm feeling like B minus B. I'm glad that they're adding in the backwards compatibility, but I'm not doing much. But I don't care too much about it.
We'll rewind.
But
oh no, we can't.
We can't.
It's YouTube.
But yeah, so B minus.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Metal Gear's distracting.
Metal Gear's distracting us. That's our Microsoft thoughts. We'll be back with more throughout the day. Thanks.